Canada's Ministry of Truth kindly request the presence of Dr. Jordan Peterson. Breaking. The Ontario College of Psychologists has demanded that I submit myself to mandatory social media communication retraining with their experts for, amongst other crimes, retweeting Pierre, Poilievre and criticizing Justin Trudeau and his political allies. To clarify, it's been decided I either submit to social media communication retraining or face a disciplinary hearing and possible suspension of my clinical license and the right to represent myself as a psychologist. Yes, because if you don't agree with those in power, then you don't have the right to practice your profession. You don't have the right to earn a living. They will strip you of your livelihood unless you acquiesce. This is the Ministry of Truth. This is top-heavy socialist communistic policies that you sing praises to dear leader on a daily basis, or you starve, thrown in the gulags. Whichever we decide, we have the power and you will submit. Canada is no longer a liberal democracy. They have completely been taken over by communism. And I'm glad that Jordan is exposing this. And imagine if it was you, the psychologist, who doesn't have Jordan's fame or net worth or allies, but you're out there and you are convicted or at least accused of the crime of not approving of Justin Trudeau's management of the Freedom Convoy. And they haul you in before the Maoist Inquisition and remove your livelihood from you. Now, there comes a time when we must stand up as people and say, no, you will not be taking away my liberties. And I will fight to the death in order to protect them. To quote Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. And the sad thing is that they are trying to import the same practices here to the United States. In California, as I mentioned yesterday, Bill AB 2098 prevents doctors from speaking out medically and advising their patients differently about, for example, the COVID vaccines versus what the state has mandated, the orthodoxy. Whoever sets the orthodoxy, maybe it's Pfizer and Moderna, who knows? It's just a likely possibility.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Gets to decide whether or not you retain your medical license or whether or not you want to put up with thousands and thousands of dollars and tons of time in order to deal with an ethics complaint. They are depriving you of your ability to earn unless you nod along and acquiesce to their demands. And it's something that I think we should all find troubling. And what I see as the only potential solution until they get artificial intelligence that will enforce their doctrines is either to stand up and fight or to split apart, divorce completely from these crazy people into different states, which is allowed under federalism, where you have different laws that are practiced in Texas and Florida and Idaho, Montana, versus what the commies in California desire. And you can allow them to disintegrate. You can allow the prosperous to move their businesses to where they're not being harassed, or doctors that actually want to give their patients the best treatment, whether it's psychologists or medical doctors, as they leave and jettison away from the state. Because the divorce and the amicable breakup, even though it's not going to be terribly amicable, is the only way that we can counter such measures without directly resorting to violence. And I am not advocating such, because you're not going to be able to vote these people out. What are they going to do next? They are going to install wrong think detectors if you vote the wrong way. Maybe they're going to make it tougher to vote. I don't know, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility, considering the fact that Jordan Peterson is being hauled in front of a Canadian Maoist tribunal for retweeting Pierre Poilievre, the opposition candidate to Justin Trudeau, who wants to, by the way, take away your bank account if you donate to the wrong cause, and did during the Freedom Convoy. So what reality do you choose to live in? And when do you say enough is enough and I will stand up for my rights? I will divorce or fight these communists who want to usurp their power over mine. And the scary thing is that when they have artificial intelligence doing it, you will no longer be dealing with just a faceless bureaucrat. No. You're going to be dealing with a programmed robot who has no mercy, no compunction, no outside pressures other than their programming, which is why artificial intelligence is the true apex of the battle. That is the peak that must be won. That is the high ground that cannot allow to go woke commie, because they will just be enforcing, and that's exactly what they're trying to do in China, a permanent police state where the thought and actions of you and what you're allowed to do are controlled by armed robots. That's the scary future, dystopian as it might be, that we face if we don't stand up and support Dr. Peterson and overthrow these wannabe dictators who, frankly, are absolutely evil. And they mask it in the guise of compassion. Oh, Justin Trudeau is so compassionate as he takes away your bank account if you disagree with him, as you takes away your livelihood if you retweet Pierre Poilievre and you go against him. That is the reality, the stark one that is facing us, that is coming at us much more quickly than we would like to admit.